Hey guys, it's Beth, and this is going to be something incredibly different from what we usually do. This is going to be a Professor Oak's challenge video for Pokemon Sapphire. Basically, if you haven't heard of Professor Oak's challenge before, it's essentially just like a thing where you have to catch every Pokemon in a route and train them all the way up, evolve them before, like, before you move on to the next main story event. So I'm about to hop in a call with a friend, and we're gonna do this. Hello.
Suavemente.
What?
Besame.
I have absolutely no idea what you're saying.
Neither do I. I just say shit and hopefully it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that's how Hitler got elected.
This video has been recorded for less than a minute, and we are already
Oh,
here.
fuck, we're live?
It's fine. Listen, I put up the entire Overwatch video. We're not...
Just put that at the end.
Put that at the end. Okay.
Like,
I'll record a new opening to that. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen with you. It's literally just going to be Pokemon Sapphire, but everything is... I have to catch everything and train them up completely before moving on with anything story-wise.
Ah, so painful.
Yes, painful. It's essentially... all you do, it's essentially press the speed up button and just mash A for a very long time. Except the entire reason I'm doing it in Sapphire is Zigzagoon is broken because pickup and having a party full of Zigzagoon just guarantees rare candies.
Yeah, it sounds like you need that.
Yeah, that's why debatably this is the best game to do it with. And I also have a wiki page for all of the routes in Hoenn, that way I can see what's, like, on each route, that way I know.
How come they don't get Machamps? They only have Machokes.
They've never been given to anyone else, I suppose. What time is
Damn.
it? I don't know. I'm just gonna set it backwards.
This is the most inefficient way to get it to what time it is.
This is the worst way to do time.
You literally could have just gone the other way.
I could've. I really could've. It doesn't even matter because this ROM doesn't have a working battery. What's the point? Oh my god, we still get potions in this game, thank god. Whoever took that out of the new game's actually just a criminal.
They took it out of Gen 2, and then they brought it back for Gen 3, and then I haven't
Really?
played enough
It
Gen
wasn't
4.
in Gen 2?
Yeah? It wasn't in Gen 2.
There wasn't enough space.
They literally could not fit an additional potion.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm just breaking into your house. Okay. Okay, I remember this. Just a funny little thing you could do. If you just walk... Oh no, it's different. I guess that's only Emerald. If you walk up here and then just walk back down to the previous floor, they just cause Brendan to come through. Like, on the bottom floor for no reason. Oh, also, the dumbest line in any Pokemon game. Let's go. I didn't know that you're a girl. Professor Birch said that our new next-door neighbor is a gym leader's kid, so I assumed you'd be a guy. What the fuck does that mean?
Damn.
What does that even mean?
I mean, he's like 10. Are they 10?
I think, but in Pokemon World, I'm pretty sure 10 is like 16. Like, genuinely, there are no children in Pokemon. You go from literal toddlers to teenagers.
Yeah, that's just how it works.
Okay, I completely forget. Do any of these evolve at different levels? Or are they all 36 in this game?
I think they are different in this game.
That is the one thing that I do not have up. Would this count as Route 101? Yep, gift. Okay, so I guess I'll pull up Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. Trico 36, Blaziken 36, Mudkip 36. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure isn't Mudkip like just the best overall?
Yes, in this generation. What was I gonna say? They're finally adding crossplay to Overwatch.
Really? Finally?
It's over.
Dude, you are about to kill like 30% of the population through Overwatch.
Alright, they stated that unless you are deliberately playing crossplay, it will always be PC versus PC and then console versus console. But I just think it's funny. Like, imagine you're playing comp and your team is a 5-stack of Switch players. What do you do? You know how over it is for you? Literally just leave the game and take the 30-minute ban.
Mudkip, name.
Finn.
Did you just say Finn? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, just Finn. He's looking like a Finn.
Okay.
It's gonna say 2 N's.
Nah,
but
he hasn't earned it yet.
Hasn't earned second N.
No. I think I still have to go. I have to go get Pokeballs before I can actually do anything. I'm not sure if this is like Omega Ruby, where you have a literal guaranteed first encounter of a Wurmple. Yep.
Yeah, it always happens there.
Even when it's randomized, sometimes that happens.
Goodness.
Did you know that Wally can knock out his Ralts in the first battle, and it will continue as normal?
He simply reloaded the save state.
He simply reloaded the save state.
You just go on to live in a timeline where you think it didn't happen, but he already reloaded it. It's like
the Mandela effect in Pokemon. Mega Evolution was always in the Pokemon games. You're just being gaslit into believing that they're not.
No, it's like that Endgame. They time traveled back in time, and because of it, it fucked up everything.
Did it? Did they ever actually establish how time travel in Endgame works? Because I'm pretty sure it contradicts itself.
They said, oh, because you go back in time and move the stones, it just creates a new universe where the stones don't exist. I think, like, the Sorcerer Supreme explained it, but, like...
Yeah, but... What? Steve, he literally lived through life as a fucking old person.
Well, no, that kind of checks out. Somewhat? I don't know.
Oh my god, it just crit me so I can no longer do this battle. Thank god.
So, like, think about it.
Is this like a Xenoverse thing where since you return everything back to normal, like, the timelines don't actually change because of it?
Well, again, I haven't seen Winter Soldier, but, like, isn't, like, Peggy's niece in the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
So wouldn't she, like, let's assume that Steve was meant to go back in time and be there. Like, he sets everything right, then spends his life with Peggy.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, because he just went back in time after all the previous movies, it kind of makes sense. He just sat there and did nothing while all that shit was happening. Did, like, Peggy's niece never mention that, like, oh yeah, Peggy did live with someone. Kinda did look like you, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of questions on how that shit actually works.
This is what we're talking about now.
Well, I mean,
How
basically, this is essentially a podcast with Pokemon over it.
Exactly. Couldn't they just... I brought it up. Couldn't they just go back in time before Thanos destroyed the stones, killed Thanos, brought everyone back, and then went
Couldn't
back
they
forward?
have just killed Thanos when he had the gauntlet and all of the stones and saved the trouble?
Yes.
Like, seriously, there was no reason not to do that.
Couldn't they go back in time to get more of the time travel material?
Yes.
Because that's what they did.
Okay, for the Soul Stone, if it's a soul for the stone either way, what happens when you have to bring it back?
Yeah, how did they return the Soul Stone?
How do you return the Soul Stone? Did Red Skull have to die again?
Did he have to, like, just throw it over the cliff? Can you trade it back?
Can you get... Is Black Widow alive? Is...
Disney, that's how they do it, right?
Here's the thing, old Steve didn't actually end up with Peggy, it was just Black Widow, but they went back to the 40s anyway. Do I have Pokemon
So, like,
now? Yeah, okay.
did he go back in time and, like, to the 60s and meet Peggy, or did he go, like, right after he crashed back in time?
That's a great question. Do they even know he crashed is another question.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute. Did Steve Rogers just come up and be like, yeah, I don't want to be Captain America anymore. By the way, 80 years from now, that's going to be really awkward.
Yeah, like, what the hell? How did he get away with it? Did he just kill his former self? I mean, he beat himself up in another timeline. Who's to say he didn't literally kill the previous Steve and take his place?
Alright, here's my proposal. So, Steve crashes into the iceberg and freezes, right?
Uh-huh.
So he just goes back in time and says, yeah, I managed to jump out at the last minute.
Like, a Joseph Joestar move.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I don't feel like working anymore, sorry. But, it's gonna be awkward 60 years from now when a young version of me shows up.
Yeah. Okay, Route 103, no, I think is this Route 102 or 104? Okay, so either 102 or 103. 102 has the highest guaranteed level, so I guess I do this. No, my main question, I'm actually just gonna mute this because I'm going to be doing nothing but speeding up for, like, the next forever. 4, that's the highest level Zigzagoon I can get, that's good. Okay, that's good enough. If Steve goes back and takes the place of his former self, what happens to the cube? Also, the cube is the name of this Zigzagoon now.
Stop asking questions. You're asking the right questions at the wrong time.
Please tell me that it's guaranteed pickup in this generation. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. I'm going to use all 5 of my Pokeballs on level 4 Zigzag. Okay, never mind. I found a Lotad, so I'm going to get this now. Alright, this is Steve Rogers. No, Endgame just, like, caused so many problems. I can only fit Steve Roger. Singular Steve Roger.
You could only get one.
There can only be one. Regardless, I think I get a pickup chance. I don't actually have to knock anything out. That's a level 3, we don't want that. We want to go straight to level 4, because the highest for everything in this route is level 4.
This is...
I guess I could be grinding. Okay, well, I guess I get Poochyena now, since that's the highest I can get with that. It's a wolf, it's Yamcha. Okay, you know what, actually, since I just brought it up with Yamcha, I don't understand the whole Cyberman meme, considering a Cyberman is more powerful than Raditz. This is confirmed. And,
It's
like,
alright.
oh, I should have cut... I shouldn't have done this. I should have waited until I could catch, like, the cocoons. Though I guess then it wouldn't have moves, so... I guess I have to just continuously spam worm poles until I get the ones that I want. But, like, Yamcha took an entire blast of just essentially a stronger Raditz. And, like, yeah, you're gonna die to that. Like, legit, Goku and Piccolo could not beat, fucking, Raditz. So why is a literal human, like, not... why is he expected to do better against literally stronger things? It does not make sense to me.
Listen, you're asking the right questions, but they don't want you to know that.
They don't want you to think about it.
The elites are in charge.
They don't want you to think about how Yamcha is literally the most successful person in Dragon Ball other than Bulma.
A professional baseball player?
He is a professional baseball player. The man has money. Like,
Yeah.
Goku tried being a security guard and just didn't like it and just became a farmer. Which is just like Chad move, honestly.
Thanos.
God,
Goku is Thanos.
Goku and Thanos are actually friends, that's the thing. They would never fight each other. You know what, let's just continuously name characters, that's Goku.
Goku.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start throwing everyone into the box and getting 5 of these Zigzagoons.
Steve Rogers, no.
Steve Rogers, put in the box.
No.
Dead
Steve
Nuzlocke
Rogers,
dead
wake up.
Nuzlocke Pokemon get put in the cringe box.
Uchiana, wake up. Joe Biden, wake up.
Joe Biden, wake up. The reason nothing has happened in the government for so many months is because Joe Biden has been asleep since January 10th.
Nah. He's been eating his chocolate chip. Mr. Biden, what flavor ice cream did you get? Chocolate chip. What's your thoughts on the Republicans blocking the January 6th committee? They should eat chocolate chip. Actual quote.
I mean, frankly, Ultra Ball. Literally, Route 2 of the game has an Ultra Ball, thank God.
Yo, we'll find that shiny Zigzagoon.
We probably will. One thing about doing Professor Oak's challenges, it's pretty much guaranteed you get a shiny at some point. This only has teleport. Okay, Ultra Ball. No, it only has Growl.
And Double Team.
I don't even think it has Double Team. It'll live a Mud Slap. It's not Stab. Never mind.
It won't live a crit.
It won't live a crit, though. Kind of unfortunate.
Joe Biden, wake up.
What's the thing from, Cyberpunk, wake up something or other?
Samurai.
Wake up, Samurai, got it, okay.
I thought you were gonna call him fucking...
No, it's Funny Boy.
Ferb. I thought you were gonna call him Ferb from Phineas and Ferb.
The next one's Ferb. I just have
I saw the F. I was like, oh, Ferb, that's the perfect name.
Ferb, that's the perfect name. Only the cube has given us items. That's a rare candy already, thank God. Okay, Ferb. Ferb is a woman.
That's Vanessa.
That's Vanessa.
Vanessa.
New game theory. Is Vanessa from Phineas and Ferb Vanessa in Security Breach?
The answer might surprise you.
The answer may surprise you.
Poor Finn, he's gonna be over leveled, buff as hell.
Here's the thing. That's kind of what this entire challenge is.
This challenge is more of how long can your sanity last.
Yeah, it is genuinely how long can your sanity last. I was thinking doing this in the server chat, specifically because, like, I'm actually going to take... Oh, Goku as a revive. That's kind of appropriate. Oh, I can't take off items in the box. Oh my god. I want to switch train the Wormpole. Because we have to... Like, that is going to be the fastest thing to, like, evolve, so we might as well get that out of the way.
The Wurmple out of the way.
That is a Surskit.
Ah, there's Surskits here?
Yeah, there are Surskits. It has the same special attack as Mudkip, though, so it's actually not that bad.
Finally, a decent water type.
Finally. Until it's not a water type, which makes me mad.
I forgot it just stops being water.
Yeah. It's literally just, like, why? You can make it water bug still.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't have flying, so it's 4 times weak to rock.
Then it wouldn't be 4 times weak to rock. What would we do?
Right.
Every Pokemon needs a weakness. Except for, you know,
Electros.
Sableye. Electros.
Electros.
Turn off battle scene, because literally, why would you ever have that on?
Looks cool.
Another Ultra Ball, thank god.
If you get a shiny, you gotta use it. Hey, that's on the team.
It just takes way too long to grind up the shinies, though, because of... Well, I guess battle scene, you turn that off, regardless.
Exactly. Alright, Professor Oak's challenge, but it's a Nuzlocke.
Professor Oak's challenge, but it's a Nuzlocke. Jesus. I think that's impossible.
Oh well.
Like, actually, because you have to catch all of, like, every Pokemon.
You do, but it'd be fun. Alright, Professor Oak's challenge, but if you faint, it's over.
Yeah, no. I don't think that works. I think if you just made the deaths, like, you die for real, you die in the game, you die for real.
Isn't that the plot of Ready Player One?
I don't know. Didn't the guy who wrote Ready Player One support eugenics?
A lot of people support eugenics, but it's alright. We'll look past that.
We'll look past that for now.
For now. We'll be back on that later, right now?
I'm pretty sure that man is dead, so it doesn't truly matter.
Thank God.
Okay. Raditz can now fight other Wurmpoles, so
He's finally ready.
it doesn't need to switch train anymore. Which means we add Goku back to the team. We put his brother back in.
Damn.
And Raditz is going to be a Beautifly.
Let's go. Wait, does that mean we also have to get a...
Yeah, we also have to get a... Oh, another crit. It happened both times.
Bruh.
cringe. I think it's like, what, a 5% chance after a battle that Pickup has an item in this game?
I have no clue.
Regardless, apparently literally after the first section in Sapphire in this game, you will have enough items from Pickup that you will max out your money.
Damn.
You will never have to worry about money in the Professor Oak's challenge. Like, that's just not a thing.
Suffering from success.
You really do, be. Both Goku and the Cube got it. Ultra Ball, cool. I am so, like, I am not gonna look forward to training up the Lotad, because seriously, that is, not gonna go well. Because it only knows Astonish. Until, like, something stupid. Nugget, good. That's money. Ultra Ball. And a rare candy. We're gonna, you save the rare candies for, like, getting to, like, Swampert and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is one of the easiest games to do it because of the,
Rare
the
candies.
Zigzagoons and the rare candies. The worst one is Gold and Silver, because as soon as you get to, what is it? What's the main, like, hub city in that game?
Goldenrod.
Yeah. When you get there, you have the casino, where you can buy a Dratini.
Oh no.
King's Rock? I didn't know that you could get a King's Rock from this. Bro, the flinches, let's go.
No, Fling King's Rock?
Fling King's Rock? No, King's Rock just makes things flinch if you attack it.
If you use Fling, it's a guaranteed flinch.
That's a bad idea.
But, in competitive, it's funny.
In competitive, it's funny.
You send out an Infernape, you use Fake Out Fling.
Fake out Fling.
You get 2 flinches in a row.
Wow. If only you could do that with Incineroar. Ultimate strategy.
Does Incineroar learn Fling?
It might, because Incineroar also has Intimidate U-Turn. It is literally the pivot Pokemon.
You join in. You got Fake Out Fling, U-Turn, and then, like, I don't know, Flare Blitz. You hold in a King's Rock, you open up, Fake Out, Fling, and then you U-Turn out. They're intimidated and flinched twice.
Okay, Raditz is already done. And now we save state. I have not been saving nearly enough. Okay. Well, we got 1 done, so...
1 out of, like, the 100.
Yeah. The earliest sections are always the longest. Do you have Bubble right now? I think it does, actually. It does. Regardless, I'll keep Finn on the team. Until it can do a decent amount of damage, I'm just gonna... Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be switch trained. It almost died to a freaking Wurmple.
Sorry. He's got it. You gotta believe in chaos.
I do. It is the embodiment of pure chaos.
Oh, we have War Bulgaria.
What? Are you playing Europa?
Yeah.
And you're at war with Bulgaria?
Yeah, fuck Bulgaria.
Might as well be. You know what they say, if you're not at war in a strategy game, what's the point?
I've been saying.
I actually forget when does Source get evolve? I should probably check this before I get 22. Okay, that's not that bad. When does Lotad evolve? Lotad evolves at 14. Okay, so I should focus Lotad first, actually. That makes sense.
We're gonna be here for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you boot up the math game.
Yep. Alright, Steve Rogers, you're in.
Congrats, kid, you're an Avenger now.
Congrats, kid, you're an Avenger now. Dies the same day.
Is it really a day in space?
Okay, question. What happens if someone dies in the snap and they're married and their partner remarries? What do you do?
I feel like you gotta take it up with like the Avengers insurance.
You gotta take it up with the Avengers insurance. Like,
I
no,
don't know.
Endgame had, like, it caused so many problems for itself. Just because they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with the writing.
They couldn't think of a cool storyline, so instead
They just added Fortnite.
Thank God.
I mean, you might as well.
At that point, yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they added, like, Korg back. That's actually good, though.
Yeah, Korg's playing Fortnite. Let the man play.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, Thor Ragnarok is a top-tier movie. Like, even outside of the MCU.
It's the best Marvel movie that has come out in, like, the past 5 years.
I can't even argue with that.
How can you? I'm right.
You are. I like Infinity War and, like... Yeah, but just... Come on. I'm definitely not a fan of the Spider-Man movies. This has been made apparent. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, and I don't like the Spider-Man movies in the MCU.
I mean, I like Tom Holland, but I don't like the story
he's a good actor. He's just not in a movie that has Spider-Man.
Like, he plays Spider-Man pretty well. It's just he's also playing Iron Man at the same time. So
he's not. That's what I say about the MCU Spider-Man movies. They are less Spider-Man movies and more Iron Man movies. Because genuinely every problem in those movies is directly caused by Iron Man. Though to be fair, most conflicts in the MCU are. The exception is Captain America the First Avenger, because it was the 1940s and Tony Stark did not yet exist.
it was Tony Stark's dad.
It still wasn't his dad's fault, though.
Alright, but like, deep down inside, Tony Stark's dad definitely screamed neo-Nazi.
Hello, I am the director of the MCU. Let's take Wanda and Peter Maximov, who are literally children of Holocaust survivors, and make them Nazi sympathizers.
It's alright. That's how they get you.
God, imagine being Quicksilver from Age of Ultron and finding out that they brought Quicksilver back and just recast you. He literally has 3 movies in his contract. They just don't bring him back.
Nobody wants you.
He wasn't even a bad Quicksilver. It's just that you're fighting literally the best character in the X-Men movies.
Alright.
Though actually, no, I do really like Magneto and Professor X. Like, they're both really good, especially in the newer ones. Everyone else I genuinely don't care that much about. like the best part of the X-Men movies is just the character interactions more than anything.
Yeah. Time to burn down Belgium.
That's not even in game. He's just gonna do that in real life.
I'm sorry, Belgians, but you've had it good for too long.
I'm sorry, little one.
I know, like, the Germans fucked you not too long ago, like 80 years ago, but I'm tired of seeing your country on the map.
You know, it's been a while since the last World War, hasn't it? Oh, I just ran out of moves. Interesting. I forgot that I need to heal.
I forgot that, like, healing's a main thing in Pokemon. I forgot the health bar existed on me and not just the enemy.
That is literally how we lose Pokemon in the Soul Link, other than when you just decide, you know what, I'm going to use moves that have a 95% chance of killing us.
Listen, Double Edge is way more effective.
It is.
And just because Metronome Explosion
It is very likely to happen. Doesn't
It's
mean...
guaranteed to happen with how often I'm using it.
It was guaranteed, because it happened. We lost a Giratina and a Clefable.
But I had fun.
You did. That was a very fun part. But that was also the part where we were struggling intensely with money.
And, you know, are we still struggling?
No,
No.
because I literally got like 50 lucky eggs using Thief.
God, I wish I was me.
I mean, didn't you find Chansey's in one of the routes recently? And
Yeah.
Thief is just a TM you can buy. You can go do that.
All my money is currently being spent on hyper potions.
Do you have like
No.
the luck incense, which like gives you more money?
Money is not a concern for me. I simply fight for the fun, not for the money.
Okay.
I destroyed the Catholic Church.
Okay, I guess it's Stun Spore nature power. Cool.
Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers is about to level up.
Don't you need a water stone?
Yeah, but you don't have to do that until you get access to it. So we won't have to worry about Steve Rogers until literally after, like, half the game.
You won't have to worry about Steve Rogers for half the game. Thank God.
Shout out to
No more
Steve
Steve
Rogers,
Rogers.
who attempted to fight all of Thanos' army by himself.
He would have done it too if it wasn't for...
He would have done it too.
That.
Straight up.
He was absolutely going to do it.
Endgame is a collection of really good moments, but a bad movie together. It's the same way I feel about Dragon Ball movie, like, Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball movies. Dragon Ball Super is a collection of good, moments surrounded by an awful plot.
That's what they want you to think.
When does Zigzagoon evolve?
Level
Level 20. Okay, let me check Ralts. Ralts evolves level 20 and then 30. I mean, I guess I'll wait because it's possible I get a shiny Zigzagoon, so I guess I'll go with, I suppose I'll go with, Ralts first. And of course I have to bring other Pokemon to switch train with. Okay.
I just realized on God, we're still on, like, Route 1.
Oh, yeah. This is what the game is. Like, just straight up. You do this for 12 hours, and then blow through most of the game until the next portion where you grind. The goal is to see how many Pokemon you can get without doing all of the story stuff. Like, how many you can catch.
Do it? Yes.
What
What
did
did
it
it
cost?
cost?
12 hours
13
of
hours of my
Wurmples.
time. When I'm finished, half the Wurmple population will still remain. I hope they remember you.
I hope they remember.
You have
If
my
I
respect, Brendan.
catch I have to catch another Wurmple anyway, so we're gonna name it Thanos.
Isn't Wailord in this generation?
Yes,
You have to catch a shiny Wailord.
I mean that's not impossible.
You have my respect, Stark.
God, Thanos in Infinity War is so much of a better character than Thanos in Endgame. That's my issue with Endgame. It's not even the same Thanos. The Thanos from Infinity War just won. He didn't care that he was going to die. That was, like, living was not his goal.
He even had like a change of heart with Nebula.
Yeah,
He started respecting her at the very end. Endgame Thanos is just a fucking bitch.
yeah. Just straight up, Thanos was just willing to sacrifice literally everything and anyone to get to his goal, and that included himself.
True hero. Don't clip that.
He is the protagonist, he's just not a hero.
He's the protagonist we all want, but Marvel's too scared to make the protagonist.
No, he straight up was the protagonist in Infinity War. Like, every part of the setup just, like... That's just what it is.
The boyfriend. Is this just what this stream is? Just us
I mean,
putting
we can
Thanos
go...
quotes?
We can literally go into the server chat and just, like, if other people join, we continuously do topics. But we're on the Avengers right now, so...
Yeah.
I mean, we can slowly pivot away.
We're not pivoting away from the Avengers. We're doing this for 12 hours. This is the Avengers stream now.
This is the Avengers stream. Spider-Man would work better in the MCU if he had more solo movies prior to it. If they literally just used the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, it would be fine. It's like, oh, there you go. And because he was actually shown to be, like, a techie Spider-Man from the beginning in those movies, that would actually make sense. You don't see that with Peter Parker until literally, like, the most recent Spider-Man movie.
God, they wish they did more.
Listen, the MCU Spider-Man wishes it was Andrew Garfield. They can't even... If they wanted to be freaking, Tobey Maguire, it's just not happening. Those are just some of the best superhero movies in general.
People who hate the third are weird.
It is worse than 1 and 2, but it is not a bad movie.
You guys just can't handle the emo Tobey Maguire haircut.
Straight up, there is no difference from the emo Tobey Maguire scenes and the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. There is no difference between those two scenes. In fact, I'm pretty sure a dumbass singing to a dead rat is actually worse, and more cringy, in all honesty.
You're trash, Brock.
I also like them making having sound waves be the weakness to Venom kind of works considering what the symbiote is. It's just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's a goo that kind of resists being, like, physically attacked. Might as well have some sort of, like, weakness to something that's a bit more, like... What's the word?
Metaphysical.
Sure. We'll go
That's
with
not
that
the
one.
word, but we're gonna move on.
We're gonna go with that one. I still think Spider-Verse by far is the best Spider-Man movie, but my favorite will always be 2. 2 is just like a cinematic masterpiece.
I still support the third one.
The third one is fantastic. It is my 4th favorite Spider-Man movie. It goes 2, 1, Spider-Verse, 3, Amazing 2, Amazing 1, and then the MCU ones are just thrown in there.
Give me a second.
They have their own tier at the bottom of the list that's just called MCU cannot be ranked. Does not actually feature a Spider-Man. How many rare candies? I have 7 rare candies. Okay. Oh shoot. I should have been checking this. Zigzagoons, I desperately need you to have frickin' rare candies. This is not a joke. Because I think I can get it up to level 20, I refuse to get it up to level 30 with just grinding on level 3s. Okay, 8, so we're already almost at 10, so not that bad. Okay, save the game. God, it has been just like... God, I cannot wait to condense this down into something interesting. Okay, we're already, like, getting no XP per fight now. At least it's not Pokemon Black and White. Because that would be an issue for a variety of reasons. Number one, they're not good games. Number two, the XP system is broken.
Come back, and I agree wholeheartedly. What did you say?
I said that Pokemon Black and White are bad games. Like, it would be the worst to do this exact challenge in Black and White. Because, first of all, they're bad games. Second of all, because they changed how EXP works. So the higher level you are, the less you get per lower level Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, the worst.
The storyline's the best out of all the games, but...
Yeah, but it's also, like... The storyline is... Most of it is repeated. Verbatim, speech to speech. Like, within the game itself.
Who's calling me now?
Still only 8 of those, okay. I have not checked. What is this lax? I have
Your
no
car's
idea what this
extended
is.
warranty.
Thank God.
It's not working.
My car is not under my name, so that call is 100% never for me.
That's what they want you to think. They know.
They know. No, here's the thing. This is 100% legal. You can just straight up say that, like, if you're a family that owns multiple cars, you can assign certain people in your family certain cars and get different rates on them. So, like, you'll pay a different amount in taxes for each vehicle depending on the person. And, like, the people who, like, manage your taxes will just, like, tell you which will be, like, the best.
Finally. Taxes cheat codes.
Tax cheat codes exist. It's called tax havens.
Luxembourg.
Isn't Apple technically based out of Ireland for some reason?
Netflix is based out of Luxembourg.
Thank God. Netflix is based. Ends sentence there.
Next sentence. That's... Who owns Netflix?
That's a great question. Blockbuster was offered to buy Netflix.
Big L.
Big L. Unfortunate.
Should have gone for the head.
With all of the 80s, like, nostalgia things that are going around, I genuinely do think that Blockbuster could actually make a comeback in, like, a niche way. Just put up a Blockbuster in a gentrified neighborhood and just get... You can revive a business from that.
There's a lot of ways you could revive Blockbuster. Mainly turn it into a liquor store.
Turn it... Make it a movie store that also sells liquor, finally. Turn Blockbuster into an adult's Chuck E. Cheese.
Dave and Buster's. Someone's already beat him.
Dave and Blockbusters.
Dave and Blockbuster. Absolutely.
You gotta think ahead.
You gotta think on a different level.
Blockbuster is the same as Sears, where, like, if you buy the store, they can be franchised. So even if the entire thing goes under, you can still own your store and do fine after the company itself is closed and still call it Sears. That's why there were some Sears around here, even though they went out of business. And some of them stayed in business, like the hardware stores always stayed in business for a lot longer and then they closed. But Sears
Damn.
is not a corporate entity anymore.
Good riddance.
You used to be able to buy houses at Sears. Did you know that?
Listen, they were too powerful. The U.S. government had to shut them down.
I am quite literally getting no XP from for trunks anymore. It's actually, like, absurd.
How they get you?
Of course, we're gonna take a break from this every once in a while, since, like, we
Take a
can't
break.
reasonably do this.
Play through Resident Evil 5 again.
Play through Resident Evil 5 again. We gotta beat our time.
I can't imagine what like the 2-player speed runs look like. It's just the players going in opposite
The
directions. to
players
collect
going
all
in
the items
opposite directions
necessary.
the entire time. They're just doing different missions somehow.
Because like the one mission where you had to collect all the tablets and stuff, like only one tablet you have to work together. So like you can just rush that one down, and then both players can just run towards the tablets that
Yeah.
they need.
The
There you go,
biggest
speedrun
problem
effect.
with that game is the quick time events. Cause half the time, I swear to God, no matter how hard you try, it just don't work.
How they get you.
What was it? There was some, like, stealth game released back in, like, 2014 that disguised the loading screens with QuickTime events. Like, you're opening a window and it tells you to spam pressing X, but it's not actually a cutscene. You're actually just in a loading screen, pressing X and not doing anything.
That's just like
That is ultimate game
hard
design.
you just got finessed if that happens. Like
Just
you can't
straight
even
up.
be mad. Like you lost.
God, it sucks, but my work scheduled me for more hours next week, so I won't actually see E3 as it happens, so I'm going to have to literally come home, shower, and then immediately hop on, like, find a live stream before. I can't even go to YouTube. I have to just straight up, like, go to their, like, thing directly, like Nintendo's or something, and have to, like, record and watch that. Either that or I'll just, because they added hours to my schedule unnecessarily, I could also just, like, straight up say, oh, I didn't know that you added hours. The last time I checked my schedule, they weren't there. So you know what? I may just, like, straight up lie to my employers to record E3.
Das Kapital. Karl Marx. Karl Marx lying to his employers to fund the communists.
Chad move, honestly.
I mean, visit Karl Marx's grave one day.
Yeah, we'll
$5
do it as a day trip. We'll drive to Russia. Hold on, I actually have to check.
It's in England.
Is it actually?
Yes.
I'm gonna look up what we can get from pickup in this generation. Oh, okay, 1% chance for King's Rock, and we have actually gotten those, like, 3 times now. Meanwhile, Rare Candies is a 10%, and we have not gotten that. My favorite is, Pokemon Emerald. If you raise up a Zigzagoon to level 100, you have a 1% chance of finding Earthquake from pickup. God, I'm looking at, like, the other game's version of pickup. It is just, like, the worst. Why do you do this game? You could have just had this be easy, but you didn't.
Bro, people are actually vandalizing Karl Marx's grave.
Why?
I don't know. It's already in London. Don't you have Margaret Thatcher's grave to go vandalize?
Exactly. Wait, 103 is to the north, right? It is.
Yeah.
I need to find a Wingle. I completely forgot about this. Wingle is a
boy.
Pokemon that I need to catch, and it should be here. Because that is 103, so...
I support the Swedish superpower.
Finally. It's Finland that is the direct descendant of, the Holy Roman Empire, right?
Nah, Finland's the direct descendant of the true Roman Empire.
The true Roman Empire.
The direct descendant of the Holy Roman Empire is Luxembourg. Or
Oh.
Liechtenstein.
So I found out something recently. Apparently the Vatican itself is not recognized as a country, but the office of the Pope is.
Yes.
Okay, it can be up to level 4 that we can catch these, but... honestly, it's not gonna matter that much. Alright, this is Gregory. I don't know why, but...
Greg.
Fucking Gregory with 2 Ys.
Oh, now he deserves it.
He earned it. Okay, save game. Are there any, like, major border disputes happening right now? Like, outside of Israel-Palestine?
Isn't China still claiming islands?
Yeah, but, like, China's always doing that. They don't even care about the islands, it's the water around them. Basically, they want to expand their sphere of influence, that way they can get the most out of the ocean next to them for, like, fishing and oil reserves.
Polluting.
Hmm?
They want more ocean so they can pollute it.
Finally, more area to pollute.
Been the goal the entire time.
There is one part in, like, that South Asian Sea that's claimed by, like, 7 countries. Like, if you look up, like, the map of where all of, like, where countries say their borders end in water over there, it's absurd.
Some people just can't let go of the past. I'm looking at you, Japan.
God, imagine being Japan, who in World War I fought Germany specifically to get their islands, and then immediately teamed up with them in the next war.
I do what I must.
Honestly, just, like, straight up Chad move, but...
Wish I was Germany. I don't know what I'd do if I owned Germany, but Poland would probably be in danger.
So, you've probably seen there is a rising nationalist movement in Germany again.
There's a nationalist movement in all of Europe nowadays. Everyone's pissed
And
off
also
again.
America. We had an attempted coup earlier this year. Oops.
The beer hall push 1.0.
Isn't it like most, like, governments can only go, like, 200 years before, like, a major, political reform or, like, just straight up falling apart?
And that kind of is just the truth.
And we're, like, what? Like, 50 years past our bicentennial?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, 5 years from now, it'll be 250 years of the good old USA.
Wow.
Yeah, my respect, Stark. When I'm finished, half the states will still remain.
Wait, actually, what if you count the Civil War? That failed, however, it tried.
No, the Civil War.
Pokemon Sun and Moon have been out longer than the Confederacy was a government.
The Confederacy never comes back.
Some people think it never ended.
I mean, if you go deep enough south, it's not like the federal government even cares about that, so...
Some schools in the South taught that the Confederacy actually won. I have no idea how that's supposed to be followed up with, considering how the world is, but...
Yeah, we won. We was Kang and shit. Alright, South. We get it. States' rights. You want your slave. Sasha! My dog's in my room. Hold on, I'm gonna go pet her.
Okay.
Fuck strategy. Come here.
God. The funniest thing is, we didn't actually free the slaves in the North until after the Civil War was over. The Emancipation Proclamation only freed slaves in southern states just to piss off the Confederacy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Though, to be fair,
I don't-
most states had already, most states in the North had already gotten rid of slavery. Some didn't.
Tennessee stayed in the Union because we promised not to fuck with their slaves, so we only fucked with Confederate slaves. There was still one slave-owning family in New Jersey.
That does not surprise me, considering New Jersey has the largest and most powerful, part of the Klan in it, which is surprising. I did not know this until very recently, but I found that out.
Yeah, it's alright.
New Jersey is essentially a southern state.
South New Jersey is. South Jersey is fucking Dixieland. To some kids. Like, bro, how you flying a Confederate flag? We're in goddamn New Jersey.
We are below the Mason-Dixon line in spirit.
We literally fought for the Union.
Confederate monuments are participation trophies.
We let them have them just to flex. You know, in the South, every Confederate monument, all the horses' asses are facing north.
Really?
Yes.
I'm surprised they had enough planning to do that. I can't believe they just killed us from the grave like that.
It's the ultimate
Wait, what's the ability in, Modern Warfare 3 Martyrdom? Drop a live
Martyrdom.
grenade when killed?
Yep.
God.
Alright.
They played us like a damn fiddle.
South got away again. We won the war, lost the peace. It's not like we're gonna elect any more racists in the office. Wait.
Oops.
Whoops, just elected Woodrow Wilson.
Oops, Ronald Reagan just commit genocide.
Whoops, Franklin Roosevelt.
Whoopsie, you did a war crime.
Not a war crime if you win.
It's not a war crime if the crime hasn't been invented yet, which is exactly the reason the United States has never actually, been severely hindered by war crimes, because we did it first every time.
We have not yet apologized for the nuclear bombs.
God.
We refuse to apologize for them, which
Even though they were entirely unnecessary.
We really just wanted to see what they could do.
Weren't we, already in peace talks with Japan at the time we dropped them?
Well, the Soviets were invading Manchuria, so Japan was trying to peace out, but we just wanted to see what would happen.
So they were already looking for peace, but we said no. Just one more thing. We have
I'll
one
give you
more
peace.
announcement today from today's Nintendo Direct.
2 bombshell announcements coming in. Boom, boom.
I
All right.
imagine if Japan just like attacks Pearl Harbor again just to get even.
Honestly, I'd respect it.
It's the same thing where I'm like, I always say it as a joke, but since the British burned down the White House, we should be able to burn down Big Ben at least once.
If you go to the White House, you can still find burn marks in certain areas. That's why it's called the White House. We just painted it over white.
No, didn't they just like have to completely rebuild it?
No.
Wasn't it also in another state?
Okay.
Well, DC's
White
not a
House-
state.
DC almost became a state, but then
It should
everyone
be a
said
state.
no. They couldn't even vote until the 60s.
There is literally their license plates say taxation without representation.
You literally are getting taxed about representation until the
Just
60s. when they
straight up
finally-
add DC and Puerto Rico into the Union at the same time, since apparently Puerto Rico doesn't. They specifically don't want to be the 51st state. They want to be a state, they just don't want to be the 51st one.
They know how awkward it'd make the flag. Here's the thing. The Republicans are never going to let that happen.
Why?
'Cause
It gives
Puerto
us
Rico
more water. That way we
But
have
Puerto-
more fishing and oil.
Yeah, but Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. will obviously be blue states, so that's 4 more Democratic senators.
Well, here's the thing. Texas would be a blue state if it wasn't gerrymandered. In fact, most red states in the South could be blue states if they weren't gerrymandered to hell, just because of the, like, enormous minority population, and also just because Texas has slowly become more progressive over time. I'm honestly surprised it didn't stay blue in the most recent one, because it was close for a while.
Well, as it turned out, minority populations actually have the majority in some southern states. It's just a good old visit from gerrymander, and whoops.
Oh yeah, I'm still not sure if this is a joke, but you were telling me that the reason it's called gerrymandering is because a politician who's just straight up named Jerry something or other drew a district in like the shape of a salamander because he just really liked him, and they just
Oh.
straight up called the practice gerrymandering because of it.
He was a Federalist in Massachusetts, and he drew the district so he would win the election. And shit. And it was like, hey, that kind of looks like a salamander. Look, it's Jerry Salamander. And the newspapers called it gerrymandering ever since.
That's also why I name all of my Charmanders Jerry. Oh, Evan, watch this. Oh, wait, Calm Mind? Hold on. Wait, we don't learn Psybeam? We go straight to Psychic?
You know, Gen's pretty wild.
Gen 3 really
Jesus,
wildin' out here. And Gardevoir is done.
Alright. You have my respect, Stark. When I'm finished, half the southern states would still be red. I hope they remember you.
Has there ever been a period in political history where a, what's it called? Where a state was actually won by an independent?
Yes, many times.
Really?
So,
I did not know this.
there have been independent governors, there have been independent senators. It's just both parties don't like independence. So if you become an independent governor, pretty much both parties try to stop you at every moment.
Though to be fair, if you're a Democrat, they also try to stop you at any moment. I swear to
If
God,
you
what's going
breathe.
to happen eventually, the Democratic Party is going to follow, like, both the Republican and Democratic parties are going to split into two things and create, like, three political parties. Because Republicans have a major issue now of people who just are really super into Trump and then the rest of them. Um, and basically, those two do not get along, and the ones that aren't super into Trump would probably like end up in the same as like most of like the current political Democrats who are essentially just Republicans. And then we'll just essentially get a socialist party eventually from like Bernie Sanders and AOC, and like because we have had a big resurgence in left-leaning parties, thank God. But it just so happens we don't have any power in it because
Fuck you.
they keep wanting to elect Republicans, and we keep asking why.
Alright. Here's the rundown of what's gonna happen.
I seriously don't think Democrats are going to win the next election, I'm gonna be honest.
Unless Joe Biden really fucks up, I think the Republicans are just gonna lose more and more territory.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I already see a lot of Democratic disillusionment, so, like, I'm kind of
Listen,
wondering
the
if...
Democrats are gonna get it too. Well, let's be real, but the Republicans are falling first.
Probably. We're essentially going to get the Confederacy back with frickin' Donald Trump. And we're going to get, like, the... We're gonna get the not all group with, like... the remnants of the Republican Party and Democratic Party, and then we'll have a Socialist Party. Finally, good ending.
First of all, we all know that there's gonna be a neo-Nazi party.
Yeah, it's the
And
Trump
we all
Party,
know
we know.
who's supporting it.
We've known this since 2016.
Come on, Yamcha. He's not a wolf, he's a hyena.
That's true. I just completely forgot it's a hyena and not a wolf. Oh well. You know what's weird?
But
Yamcha can actually turn partially into a wolf. Like, you see that happen in the Path to Power movie, and then you just never see that happen again.
listen. Stop asking questions.
I don't
How come
understand
Goku's-
why Tien wasn't immediately disqualified at the martial arts tournament, because Chaozu was literally cheating. Yeah, let's just
Alright, if we're gonna
freeze
talk-
Goku in the air with telekinesis for like half of the match.
Alright, we're gonna talk about, like, shit in Dragon Ball doesn't make sense. Why didn't anyone else learn Kaioken?
I straight up don't know. Like, Spirit Bomb actually has, like, an answer. It's the same thing as, like, why people can't use the Nimbus other than Goku. It's like, you have to be a pure-hearted individual for that. Kaioken other people should have learned. Like, there's just straight up no reason that other people couldn't learn it.
Come on, Toriyama, you're hiding the question.
My favorite thing is that, like, canonically in the show, Arale is still probably the most powerful character in that universe. Because it's a gag manga character from his other manga.
Gag characters are the strongest.
They always are.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Well, I mean, outside of, like, certain examples from Dragon Ball and JoJo, but, you know. That's just how it be.
You're acting like Notorious Big is not the strongest then.
I mean, it is. I mean, could it be affected by Gold Experience Requiem? Do we know this?
No.
I'm still confused on whether, Made in Heaven can affect Gold Experience Requiem, Because the world over heaven is made in the same way as Made in Heaven, and the world over heaven can rewrite Gold Experience Requiem. So, like, I think it's the same as, like, people talking about, like, which characters would win in a fight. It depends on which series it takes place in. You know, it's like... It depends who the main character is at the time. It's like, officially, according to Iraqi, Star Platinum is still the most powerful stand. Which just isn't true, but... I mean, what the man says, it's kinda gospel. Can't argue with him. But, speaking, like, bullshit tournament fights, I wanted to bring it up with the Dragon Ball. Nothing will ever be worse than fucking My Hero Academia with that. Straight up, I don't know if you've ever actually watched it.
My Hero Academia.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing will ever be worse than My Hero Academia.
Factual statements. No, straight up, there is a fight between, like, because they have a tournament in, like, the school or whatever, because you kinda have to. It's just part of how shonens go. And straight up, there's a fight between Midoriya and Todoroki, and Midoriya 100% should have won that fight, but there was a literal interference from the outside. They tried to stop the fight from happening, and that is the only reason that Midoriya didn't win, because this man was about to fucking King Piccolo Todoroki just straight up. But they put like 5,000 cement walls in between them and knocked him off the stage. And for some reason, they still counted that as a victory for Todoroki, even after the interference, which is entirely bullshit.
Listen.
There's legit no reason that that should work. But also, like, My Hero Academia, after a certain point, just, like, gave up on trying to be a good show.
I watched one episode of it.
It, honestly, as someone who watches it and likes it and still, like, really enjoys a lot of the characters and character designs, it is not worth it to watch. Here's the thing. The concept of, oh hey, we have a group of superpowered teenagers, like, going to school. That has such, like, a good concept for just, like, you could make that into essentially a sports anime or a slice of life very easily. And then they didn't. And they also don't do, like, the serious stuff good enough. And anytime they have a good idea, they just immediately walk it back.
I'm not bad.
Like, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but, like, one of the best parts about it was, like, Midoriya straight up murdered someone until they retconned that out. Midoriya straight up murdered a villain, Stain. Stain wanted to only be killed by a true hero. He wanted to be killed by All Might, but he recognized that Midoriya was actually a hero and straight up, like, not only let himself die to Midoriya, straight up rescued him from another villain, and died in the process of it. Except he didn't, apparently. They decided, actually, nah, instead of having a cool moment, let's just not. Let's bring back Stain for no reason.
Ever play Metal Gear Solid?
Is there a multiplayer Metal Gear Solid?
Metal Gear Online.
What game? I don't have 5 installed.
4 had Metal Gear Online, but they closed it down, and so did 3.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of this entire thing, so I think we might want to break soon, especially because I started doing this basically as soon as I got home from work, and I just want to, like, eat something.
probably eat.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll entertain the audience.
No, I mean, like, we'll take a break from the recording.
Aw. Just scared.
Of course. Okay. So, yep.